Hey y'all, it is me, Stop, Drop, and Roll On, and I'm just checking in to let y'all know what I have been up to. Okay, this is day 2 of a 30-day process that I'm doing, and I am excited to see what's going to happen as it pertains to how my body's going to change, okay? Y'all know I'm not buying any new DVDs. I see stuff that I want to, but I'm kind of like DVDs, like with DVDs, like people kind of like all with hair products, I guess. I don't know what you would call it. But I think everybody has their little area that they kind of get carried away with, and I have more than one, but I'm just going to say I am at the point in my life where I don't have to keep on doing this over and over again. So I am really working with what I have. And so yesterday I had been looking at this video that I had bought. I cannot even remember when I bought the video, but I do have it. And so I bought it for a reason. I know why I bought it, but I don't know what prevented me from taking the seal off of it and doing it. I really don't know. I cannot explain it to you because I do not have an explanation. But I do know that I decided yesterday that I was going to open up the video and that I was going to do the video. And the one thing that I do know for sure, maybe one of the factors, so maybe I do know what some of it was that I just kept making excuses. And the excuses were related to intimidation. I don't know how a 3-dimensional person can be intimidated by a 1-dimensional situation. Because the thing that got me was the person that was doing the DVD intimidates me. And that's from looking at her coach people on The Biggest Loser. And y'all know I'm talking about Jillian. For some reason, I had iFit in my old treadmill, those where you buy the little programs and plug them in. And it was difficult for me to do iFit. I'm not blaming Jillian. I'm blaming my response to her. So all roads lead back to me. I know that she can be effective. And everything. I've seen it. I look at her, and see that she's doing something right because, she's staying in shape and stuff like that. But for some reason, after I bought this DVD, there was something that would just not allow me to open it up. And I think that what it was I had this flashback or response back to the way that I felt when I was doing the iFit with her. That little iFit program, looking back on it now, it really wasn't that difficult. It doesn't work with my current treadmill. But what the problem was that my way of processing what she was saying equated out to yelling and screaming and being some kind of way. And I have a real problem with that. I have a problem with yelling, screaming, and arguing. That sets me off, and I know that when that happens in any type of situation, I'm exiting stage left. And I'm no part of that. I do not like arguing. I don't like bantering. And I just don't. So anyway, that's how I took that on. So once I got past the point that this lady is not arguing, she's not screaming, or even if she is, she's doing it with a purpose, and that's to drive whoever's exercising with her, whether it's me or whoever, on to do what they need to do. I got over myself. And then something else happened yesterday, but I don't know if I'll be able to talk to that. But yesterday morning at about 6 o'clock, I got up and I broke the seal on this DVD. I will be doing this for the next 28 days because I've already done it today and I did it yesterday. I'm not trying to look like this. I don't have the capacity to look like this. This is Jillian's body. you know, and that's what she was given. What I'm trying to do is to get myself to a point where I am building muscle as I lose fat. And whatever it is, when I get to the end, that's what it's going to be. But right now, I'm working on health, and whatever the byproducts of me working on my health happen to be, that's fine. If my fingernails grow longer, if my hair grows down to where I had to braid it up and ball it up on top of my head like a bowl of spaghetti, come back. Yeah, I don't know why my mind went there. But anyway, what I'm saying is I have been wanting to do shred. And I think I had the actual shred video, but I just totally couldn't do it. And I did try. So when beginner shred came out, I was like, maybe this is the path that I need to take to get to the big shred. So anyway, I did this yesterday. It's a 20-minute workout, 3 levels for 10 days. 1 level, which is where I am now. This is a doable video. I am sore from my workout yesterday. I am sure that I will be sore as the day progresses. And that's fine with me because that's how I know that I have worked some muscle groups. I'll be talking a little bit more about this off and on through the next 30 days. I'm not going to talk about it every day, but I will say that it is a place to start. She does say that it is for people that have been, that worked out and let yourself go. It's for boomers and all of these other people, which, you know, I don't. Anyway, if you deconditioned, if you got a lot of weight to lose, she feels like you can do this video. I did it. There are modifications on it. She has a person that does it at a higher intensity on one side and a person that does it at a lower intensity on the other side. Enough of that. I'm just letting y'all know. This is what I'm doing in addition to, you know, my regular workouts. We put pressure on ourselves that keeps us from reaching or doing things that we need to do. I remember when I was growing up, one day, my mother, this was summer, my mom said for us to get in the car, and we had to go down to my dad's job. And I was kind of like, okay, you know, because that's what kids did back then. They didn't ask where we going and then decide whether or not they wanted to stay behind. It was like when your mother said get in the car, your parents, whatever, that's what you did. You know, and it wasn't all of this, man, I don't think I want to go there, because nobody asked you whether or not you want to go. They just, you know, just the way it went. And so I was kind of like, okay. And we went and got in the car, and we, like I said, Dad came out the bank, and he was talking to Mom about something. Don't know what it was, because, again, grown folks talking, kids ain't in it. And that's the way it was back then. Very different now, again, I say. Dad handed Mama something, and I remember them chuckling about it. And I didn't know what it was. And it took me part of the day to figure out what it was. And so Mama brought it home and she put it on the coffee table. Didn't say anything to us or anything like that. It was a piece of wood, like a disc. And it was, they used to had this craft called wood burning. I don't know if people still do wood burning, although I think that they do, because I see the wood burning, that little solder looking thing that they use to do it. In Hobby Lobby and places like that still. So I imagine that people still do wood burning. And it had the letters, 4 letters on the front of it. And it was varnished and everything. And it, you know, was just a piece of cross cut of like a sapling or something, maybe about this big around. And it had the letter T, the letter U, the letter I, and another T on it. And I made my version of it. And this is my version, the 2015 version. And that disc of wood sat on the coffee table for the better part of a day. And Dad came home and nobody really said anything. They just went ahead on with the business of the day because they had already discussed it. And I remember, that my mind going back to that off and on. And I thought about that yesterday. And I remember picking the disc up and flipping it over. And I'm paraphrasing what was on the back of it, but it has stuck with me all these years because I was a preteen at that point. And I remember reading, you've been putting it off. You haven't been able to get it done. You keep saying, I'll do it when I get around to it. So now you have around to it. And after I read it, I was like, around to it. And then it dawned on me, the light bulb came on, and I just kind of, smiled. I didn't want to laugh out loud, but I smiled because I finally got it. Because even though I was a kid, I had heard adults say, I'll do it when I get around to it. And we say things like that now as it pertains to our health, and doing things that are beneficial for us. And I think that it's something that we need to kind of look at, or I should say it's something that I'm looking at. When I have an area that I'm procrastinating in, whether it has something to do with my health, if it has something to do with me professionally or on a personal level, I have really started looking at what it is that is causing me to not want to move forward in the process, whatever that process is. And that has really been an eye-opener, and it has really been beneficial because some of it has caused me to look at my feelings about a situation or about a particular interaction, or examine myself to the point where I have had to ask God for forgiveness because of my attitude being stank, or my response not being, what He would be pleased with as a Christian. Now, that's from the spiritual standpoint. And like I said, I have been looking at this on all levels. And so when it comes down to me and my journey toward a better health, I should say, I have had to go back to the round to it situation because I have the same 24 hours that y'all have. I don't have anything more difficult in my life than everybody else does. It's people on YouTube that are ill. It's people on YouTube that actually, and in life, not just on YouTube. I'm just using that as as an example, but just in life, they have barriers that prevent them from doing certain things, but it doesn't prevent them from living life and doing the things that they need to do. And so I have this round to it, but the truth of the matter is that when you hit these little situations that you have to ponder or things that you keep putting off and you don't have a reason, you need to it might be beneficial. I'm not telling you what you got to do because that's not for me to do, but it will probably be beneficial to examine yourself and look at what it is that comes up. First off, if it's time, you have to say and remember that we all have the same amount of time. If it's motivation, then you owe it to yourself, as I owe it to myself, to be surrounded by things and people and circumstances that will increase your motivation to be able to do whatever it is you need to do. I just wanted to share the round to it with y'all. And I'm going to pass around to it, my virtual round to it, to everybody. So we don't have excuses not to do what we need to do, y'all, because here it is. Y'all have a good day. I'm going to have a good day. I will talk to you all on another video sometime soon. Toodles.